My name is Benjamin Brown, and this is my pitch for a narrative video game, A Linkle to the Future, set to be the next game in the Legend of Zelda franchise. Jumping right in, the game takes place years after the most recent Legend of Zelda entry, The Breath of the Wild. Hyrule has been rebuilt with Zelda herself reigning as monarch, and Link is her right-hand man and bodyguard. The story follows Linkle, a girl from Hatno Village named after the legendary hero. She is called to action one day while visiting Castletown. The Hylian court wizard, Vati, has cursed Zelda and Link, and as well as the new champions, and he has trapped them in otherworldly dungeons, planning to use their absences to bring Ganon back into the world. Linkle takes after her namesake and decides to begin her quest to stop Vati. The middle of the game will primarily consist of Linkle traveling all across Hyrule, searching for the gates to the dungeon realms where the other heroes are being kept. In true Legend of Zelda fashion, she will find objects to aid her on her quest, and as she rescues each champion leading up to Link and Zelda, she gains help in her ability to stop Vati and prevent Ganon's return. The ending of the game will involve Linkle gathering the heroes she has rescued and making a final assault on Vati's tower. At different points, the specific skills of the different heroes are necessary to proceed, but ultimately it is Linkle herself who is the final showdown with Vati and puts an end to his schemes. The game ends with Linkle being celebrated as a hero and Hyrule continuing in peace. While this game will have much in common with other entries in the Legend of Zelda series, it will differ greatly in the main character, of course. She is not Link. She is her own person, and she's not just a female version of Link. Furthermore, she will not use a sword, which will give the game more of a third-person shooter feel, as she uses dual crossbows. The items that she finds in dungeons and so on will be attachments and modifications to the crossbows, such as grappling hooks and bomb arrows. This will give the game a very different feel than previous Legend of Zelda games, but still give it an opportunity to be true to the Legend of Zelda franchise and retain longtime fans. This game will ride on the immense success of the last entry in the Legend of Zelda series. It will utilize the same world, many of the same characters, just only a few years in the future. Many of the beloved traits of Legend of Zelda games will remain, such as adventure, dungeon delving, collecting items, deep story, and lore. However, the game will be different and unique in that it does not follow Link, it follows Linkle, the female protagonist. Also, rather than being focused on swordplay, it will play almost like a third-person shooter, utilizing Link's crossbows to make a unique experience. So, talking about Linkle herself. She's a simple girl from Hateno Village. She's always been curious and adventurous, and she has an indomitable spirit. She spent a lot of her time up at the ancient tech lab in her hometown, finding a lot of interest in tinkering with the machines studied there, which led her to create her crossbows. And it also gave her the experience that she would need to complete her quest. At many instances, she will need to interact with different machines in order to proceed. Over the course of the game, she will face challenges that seem impossible, but her grit will carry her through time and time again. The secondary protagonist will be Link. He will primarily have an indirect role throughout much of the game, as he will be more of an inspiration to her legend driving Linkle on as she proceeds on her quest. However, after she rescues him, he will have the opportunity to take more of a mentor role with her, and to teach her many of his skills, and to continue to guide her. The main antagonist will be Vati, the Hylian court wizard. He is a powerful spellcaster and a devoted servant of Ganon. Throughout the game, he will continually do things to place obstacles in Linkle's path, as well as further the return of Ganon. As for supporting characters, there will be the 4 new champions that we met in Breath of the Wild. They will return and play very significant roles. They will have certain skills and abilities that Linkle needs to utilize in order to defeat Vati. They will each have progressed in age and experience from the last games, and so will be complex, well-defined characters with related side quests relating to their own communities for each of them. As for the project logline, it's very simple but very powerful. A young girl must rescue the heroes of the realm and stop the return of ultimate evil. Though historically the series has focused on Link and Zelda, they will take a more supporting role in this game. The story will follow them and explain what happened in the years since the last game, but it will also focus on Linkle primarily. Furthermore, the story could also focus on the other new champions as well, and deepen their origins, and explain what they have been doing and how their individual communities are faring in the years since Hyrule's return. Finally, if possible story changes are needed, they would probably be centered around Linkle herself. Massive success in Breath of the Wild indicates that players enjoy the world and characters, so changes to Linkle's origin would be most reasonable. We could potentially place her as a descendant of Link, or we could give her a more noble background to appeal to different audiences and maybe connect her more to the hero of time. This concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to hearing your feedback and comments.